Okay, so guys, you just saw the video and I'll break down the video for you how I made it and how the transitions and the lighting and the texture I'll share all with you, and the render settings also I'll share, so you can have a little faster render in cycles, because usually it takes 2 to 3 minutes in cycles to render one frame, but you can do it faster without increasing the noise threshold. So let's start with the breakdown. Over here I have the full scene already, but I'll start it from scratch. Okay. If you guys are very beginner, you guys need to have a basic understanding of Blender, how to use, how to move object in the 3D space. I won't go into the basics in this video. If you want, you can watch other videos and then come and watch the videos. Okay, so let's start. I'll add a cube. Uh, okay, so now we have a cube. Now basically I have not built or modeled anything. All are I have all the objects I have taken from Blender kit, and if you want Blender kit, you just have to go to your browser and just type Blender kit, and then you can go to preference and over here install from disk, and wherever you have saved your file, you can go over there and install from disk, and after that you can after that you can basically type over here Blender kit, and you will get the option over here. You just need to click yes, and that's it. It will show you over here. Okay, so let's start and add the objects. Okay, so this is the one I selected, so we'll select this only. Okay, cool. And I'll add a chessboard over here. I think I selected this one. Yeah. Now in the main scene, we'll add this two windows by using a boolean, and later we'll add this frame and the chairs and the light and even the lamp. Okay, let's start with the windows. Same, you just have to go over here and type windows, and actually I'm not getting this window. We'll just use another window, like we can use this one. I think we'll use this window. I'll just duplicate by pressing Shift D. So, yeah. Okay, so this is looking good. Okay, before this we have to add a boolean. So for that, okay, so yes, I'll add a boolean over here. So you need to select the object and before that you need to scale it, and you select the wall and then add boolean in this, and then just select this cube. Okay, then before that you just delete these faces. Sorry, I deleted the edge. Delete the faces. Yeah, so yeah, and then you can basically go and apply this, and if you want you can just delete this because its work is done. Later you just add this over here. Okay, so the same thing you can do it over here also. Okay, so I'll just copy this. You can add any other lamp if you want, but now to do this video a little faster, I'll add this lamp only. I'll just add tables and chair. Okay, so this is done. Then even the lamps I'm going to copy it from here. Okay, so this is done. Then later you can just add abstract painting or something. It's totally on you what type of frame you want. And sorry, place this in center. Okay, so we have not placed any lights right now, so we'll add a light, area light. For a window shape you need to lower the spread of the light, and then yeah, it's 0.8 or something. I've kept it, and after render you can see it's 5000 and Kelvin 43, sorry, 4300. This is far enough, and if you want you can increase this. Yeah, Yeah, this works. And we need to add a spotlight. Okay. Okay, for this I'll go in shading tab and let's say I'll add, sorry, 4800. I'll increase to around 200. Okay, I'll use and control T, and later you can open and go to, okay, sorry, go to Blender. Any texture will work. I'm using one texture, I don't know. Yeah, I'm using this texture. So and you can have the spread increased. Yeah, and if you want, you can add the lamps over here as well. You can go and shift D, rotate, and snap it over here. Sorry, yes, shift D, and again you can snap this over here for more ambient light. And if you want, you can have a area light over here. Okay, we can see this in render now. Okay, this look good, and later I have to add a few materials to this. And let's go over here and okay, I think this was the material. Okay, so over here I'll go and render view, and I'll just select this part first, and I'll do Control I so I can select the walls. Okay, so after selecting the wall, I'll go in this slot, I'll add one, and then assign this all to this, so I can add a different wall over here. Black walls. If you want, I can add this wall as well to this. Let's see how is it looking. I think I have not scaled this one, so it's big. Yes. Okay. So smart UV unwrap, and yeah, this works. You can scale it. Yes, and I just noticed this thing is literally floating. Just snap it to the floor. Yes, and select this to smarten up this. Over here, I'll rotate this 90 degree and scale this a little, and you can see how is it looking. This is looking pretty good. This wall texture is different than the first one which I used in the video. Cursor to selected. We just had to add one empty for the camera depth of field. So you can go over here and you can see there is a depth of field. You just need to select this empty. Yeah, and later you can I think 1.8 f-stop is more than enough for this. In layout I can go and render settings or okay, so now I have to add a spotlight in between. So shift A, light spot. Okay, and render we have to see. $4,800. Increase about it to 50, maybe 300. And this. Okay, I think we need to increase the spot to 2,000, around 3,000, and yes, this has to come down. Up and 200. Let's see how's it looking. Okay, 100, I think it's enough. 100 maybe 50 is enough. Decrease the intensity to 1500 to 1000 or maybe 700. Yes. Okay, without compositing it looks like this. Okay, we'll do the compositing later. Now this is done. Now we have to add smoke, not smoke, but we have to add haze volumetrics, because without volumetrics it's not going to look good. Yes, this works, and we will go to again shading tab, new material. We have to delete this principal VSTF, and later we have to add the principal volume to the volume, and then noise texture to color, and then Control T, and you have to go to material view. You'll see how much noise has been added in this. so you can scale up a bit around 8, and I think this should be 0.010, and I think we have to remove this. You just have to, for removing this, you just press Ctrl and right click and drag the mouse. Okay, so we'll go over here. We'll see a lot of smoke over here. To clear the center part, you have to increase this around 0.7, so this fog will go towards the light. So over here we'll go in render view, and then this usually gets 0, but after you'll increase it, the fog will go towards the light and you will get this hazy kind of effect. Okay, and later, and now one more thing, I have to add a door over here. Okay, so later you can apply this and you can delete this box, and you can play shift this behind, and later you can open this door. I think, yeah, this origin is down, so it's very easy. You just need to add a area light. Then you can go in render view and you can see, yeah, and if you want you can increase the intensity as well. I think this is like 4000 will be good. Okay, now the main thing comes where you need to add this all camera movements. So you can see I have added all this camera movements. And even the transition is done in Blender. I have not done anything separate over here. It is a fast cut. So I've taken, I think, around 10 or 8 frames to do the quick transition, and you can zoom in around like 200 or something for a good different effect, which in real life you cannot take that kind of effects. And I'll show you how I did this. It's not very hard, but so you guys need to add a camera over here. '90s. I think I have to select. If you have a multiple cameras, okay. So this has become a mess over here. So I'll just add lights. Okay, these are all window. Yeah, okay. So now if you want to move freely in this 3D space, you just have to click camera to view, and you can basically move your camera as per your need. Okay, and later you have to close it, otherwise it will move as you move the cursor. Okay, so now I have to move this pawn over here. I'll just select the cursor to selected, and then I'll add a path. Okay, later After adding the path, I'll just remove these two vertices and cursor to selected, and then object origin to 3D cursor. So the origin will change to the 3D cursor. Okay, then we have to again cursor to selected and this selection to cursor. Okay, and then you can actually have accurate and now we have to do all transform because otherwise the effect won't work. You have to add this follow path and you have to select this path, and you have to select this path again and then select the vertices and cursor to selected, and you have to select the spawn and then selection to cursor. Okay, sometimes it shows it over here, but I don't know, it's showing it over here. So -100, it will go to its original spot, and then you can now you can basically control this spawn by like this. Okay, so for example, I'll just add a keyframe over here. I just need to select the cursor on this and press I, and after 60, let's take 60 and then 0 and again I. And to add rotation in this, you have to add one keyframe for rotation and then later in halfway. Okay, so with this again I, and before the end keyframe we'll just reset to default and press I again. So before this one, and yeah, so you can see, and we have to do the same thing over here, and I have done this all the transition over here. You can see it is all the same thing, just the movements are different, the angles are different. Okay, for that you have to have, if you want any different angle or a more dynamic angle, you can use it. So let's add the same thing over here, add path, okay, and just need to delete this vertices, cursor to selected, object origin to 3D, and then cursor to selected, selection to cursor. Okay, and we need to add one thing over here. Before that, I'll add a empty over here. I'll add an empty over here. Okay, and I'll select, after that, after selecting the empty, I'll select the pawn, and the pawn has to be yellow bordered. So after that you can control P and keep transform. So as the pawn will move, the empty will also move with the pawn. Okay, and then over here you can add track 2 and select the empty. Okay, so as the empty will move, the camera will also move as per that. Okay, Then later you need to add a follow path, the same thing. Select the object, okay, and the follow path has to be up, otherwise it won't work. And this, wherever the blue line is showing you, you have to place your cursor over there. Cursor to selected and then selection to, okay, this is not happening because I have not used all transform, so I have to do all transform. Oh, sorry. Okay, before this I have to do all transform, and then I have to select this, okay, then cursor to selected and then selection to cursor. Okay, it is behaving weird because the follow path was down, okay, and 0, yeah. So we need to add a keyframe for this also. And if you want, you can change the path of this over here, and you can select the camera and you can see. Okay, this is good. So I'll just add I and minus 100, or maybe not minus 100, with this. Okay, and I. And if you want to make this faster, you can, I think I'll go 20 and then around 40, and I'll select this to 40. Okay, I can. Okay, now one more thing you have to do is you need to go in camera, depth of field, and select the empty. Okay, and you can put the f-stop around 1.8 or something. The empty was not selected. Okay, now the empty is selected. Okay, so after this you can see how you can render this, but I'll share you the settings how to get a faster rendering cycles without increasing the threshold. So in denoise you have to, it's actually an open image denoise, but you have to put it in optics and albedo and normal. Later this you have to enable. In performance you have to enable the compositor in GPU, denoise nodes in GPU, and you have to click this final render in persistent data, so it won't every time go to all the data again and again while rendering every frame. Okay, and basically this is also in AGX, but I keep it in standard. And later after this you have to go to compositing, but before I'll render the image, you see how it is looking before the composite. Okay, so this is looking good. So it took me 1.41 minutes. Usually it doesn't take that much because I'm recording That's why it's taking this long. Otherwise it takes around 1 minute or maybe under 1 minute. And later, one thing I have to tell you, in compositing you have to enable this denoising data, and after enabling this denoising data you'll get this three extra nodes, and later you have to add. So actually I have already made this. I'll just tell you how I did it. You have to add this denoise node where the denoise normal and albedo denoise. You have to uh, place it over here. Then the mix shader. Okay, then actually this doesn't come, and then this. Okay, so basically you can go. Okay, sorry. Yes. Okay, so you can go through the settings. Okay, then you can add the mix color, then lens distortion. This has to be around 0.010, and then I have added a color balance where you can see the exact numbers. You can mess around if you want a different look or something, but I'll do as per the video only. And you just have to move the hue, the saturation, whatever it looks good for you. And usually this is the threshold for glares and everything. Okay, so if you lower it down, so this is in 1, lower it down, all the lights will get bloom. Okay, so 1 is enough, and this is the light glow. If you decrease it, then you can see all the reflections are been enhanced. Okay, it's glowing. So if you want you can keep it 1, if you want you can keep 0.5. It's as per your need. I don't want that much, and these are the same things. Okay, nothing much I've done over here. You can go and see more compositing videos for uh, more complex compositing, but I don't think this much is needed for this video. And later if you add a different camera, let's add one over here. I'll just render this. I want so you can see. Okay, and I'll just add this depth of field to this empty. Okay, 1.8. I'm not going to add any motion, but I'm just showing you. And how to do this part render is by going over here, and over here the memory use tiling you have to put 512. So it won't render the whole frame, it will render in parts. Okay, so this is how it's going to look if you do render from a different angle. And this is how I've made so many cameras and so many angles. You can see over here this movement, and later this movement. You just have to be a little creative. Okay, and you need to select how you need to frame the shots. Okay, and this is how I made this, and there are many different scenes which I have done this. And this one I can tell you ki this is a dolly effect where I have removed all the lights and I have only kept this light. Okay, so you can see over here I have kept the focal length around 27, and as the camera goes back the focal length increases. So this gives you the dolly effect. Okay. Okay, so whenever you import the PNG files, every time you have to make a folder and then you can import it, because if you import like blankly over here it will replace the clips. So guys, this is it, and this is also done in Premiere by doing the low shutter. Actually I have to tell you this. So over here you have to enable the motion blur, and you can increase this motion blur to 1 or 2, so you will get this fast effect and this low shutter speed. Okay, like this. So guys, if you like this video, if you want to watch the full video, you can go and watch on my Instagram, because at the start I didn't use the real audio or something because the music is not licensed and YouTube won't let me post the video if I use the audio. So if you want to watch with the audio which I used, you can go into my Instagram account and you can watch it over there. Okay, and thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'll make more videos in future, so stay tuned.